Welcome back to Geekshow Arcade. Yes.
We like to arcade you.
Yes, it is. It's Geekshow Arcade. Welcome. This is where we talk about video games and video game related things. But before we do that, let's introduce our panelists. We got good old Lando over here that I just realized has been in the wrong spot this whole time.
Oh, wow.
No.
There we go.
We have to go re-record the other
Tony,
episode.
I can't.
We might have to re-record.
I had one
Help
nice
Desk.
thing today. I had one nice thing, and you took it from me.
We might have to re-record Help Desk because his camera is in the wrong spot.
Normally, I would say no way, not a chance, but I think we have to. You're right.
Yeah.
We've got Jaren seriously
I'm
considering
such a
it.
shitty day, and you take this away from me. I had
Hey,
one
we're
thing I
a
was gonna
family
say.
show, Mister.
He had such a pity
Is this
day.
your intro right now, Lando?
Yeah, follow him on.
Yeah, sure.
Follow him in the
I'm
obituaries.
so upset right now,
Follow
Tony.
him in
This
the
is what you've
obituaries.
done to me.
You can find him there, doing dead people things.
The top row is for people that participate in the arcade. And that is not you usually.
That
Let's
might
be
not
frank.
be-
You know what? That's
Jaren
fair.
might have to come
I
up
can't
there.
argue with that point.
That's right.
If I'm bad though, Jaren can say, "Don't make me come up there," because you might have to slap me down in the bottom row during arcades sometimes.
That's true. That's true. All right. Well, it's Owen. Sometimes he
Hey.
gets slapped around, and I think he likes it.
Yep, the pattern groans. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm in the last book of the Wheel of Time. Can't believe how much
The best one.
it is. I mean, in
It's
the
so
first 10 chapters,
amazing.
you are just in it. You are.
I know. The
there's no
entire
build-up.
book.
The whole book is
It's
just
climax.
one. The
It's-
whole thing.
Yeah, like climaxing for
You know
that
what,
long.
Tony?
It's
Start
incredible.
there. Start there,
Darren, this is a
Tony.
family show.
Tony,
It's
just go to the
a
last
long
book.
book. It's a climax to a 14-book series. Well, what
I'll
do you
give you some
expect?
parts. I'm going to give you some parts to read, and just read those. Or
No. I'll get there eventually, but I got to work my way through the sludge and the drudge.
Yeah,
of
that's what I'm
books
doing.
8,
That's
9,
what I'm.
and 10.
That's what I'm doing. I consume though. So since
I
January,
can't believe you.
I've consumed 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12.
That's a lot of content.
Yeah.
The Wheel of Time books is kind of like going on an adventure yourself, and the middle is just that part where you're feeling down. And you never think
Yeah.
you'll be able to get to the end.
Mm-hmm.
The Wheel of Time just does this perfectly.
You're wondering if you made the right turns, if you
Right.
made the
like
right
an
choices
excuse
going.
to me for bad writing.
I think Robert Jordan did this on purpose.
Yeah. Well, then he handed
Well-
over to Brandon Sanderson, and made it awesome. So that's
All
where I'm
right.
at. Follow me here, where you can hear more about that. That's all.
Okay,
Jaren. Your
Jaren.
turn.
It's
Hi,
Jaren.
I'm Jaren. You can find me on Blue Sky at Geronius.
Jaren Best.
And we have a host. His name is Tony.
That's me. I'm Tony.
Hey, hold on, stop, Tony. I'm sorry to interrupt here, but we just cannot let Jaren off the hook with the Jaren.best thing. We have to bring it up at every time we can. If you want to follow on Blue Sky, it's
I'm
Jaren.best.
the best Jaren.
Is it what
Okay,
happens
Tony,
if
you
somebody
go ahead,
looks
sorry.
for Jaren.best? Is it gone? It's a
I
mistake.
think it still points
it's a
to me.
race. Ah,
Oh,
I don't know.
interesting.
I like that.
Well, if you want to find me on Blue Sky, it's just at Quad T, and then
You should
I'm
do
on
at
a bunch of other
quadT.best.
Geek Show stuff because we have a good time doing the recordings.
How'd the not space show thing go?
Do we what?
How'd the not space named space themed show
Oh,
go?
I missed the recording for that one. I had
I was
I
going to
had
ask you about that in between. I forgot.
I had a conflict at the recording time, so I couldn't make it. But
Dang,
should be on the next one. I hope.
cool.
I have so much fun doing that show. I love it.
I am millimeters away from subscribing to that podcast.
Well,
haven't
show
yet.
your support.
I haven't. No, you have to understand, Jaren. In order for me to even get close, I have to really like it.
Don't you hold on?
I don't even subscribe
Don't you
to
have to
our
subscribe
podcast.
to our podcast?
No.
Subscribe to that podcast?
Yeah,
They're
you
different
do.
feeds.
It's all on the same feed.
Yeah. So are you admitting that you have not subscribed to your own show?
I go to Podbean, and
I'm calling bullcrap right now, Owen. You don't listen to the show. You're not subscribed to your own
I don't listen to
Shame.
the show.
Shame on
It's like-
you.
Who listens to the show? Do you guys listen to your own voice?
I don't listen every week, but the weeks I miss, I especially listen.
Oh yeah, you
I
gotta
subscribe
listen
to our
when
own
you're gone,
show.
for sure.
Yeah, I do. I have it. I have the RSS feed.
Cover it up. All right.
I'm lying
Screenshots proof
I
or it
lied
didn't
about
happen.
that. I lied about that too.
I-
I go download it.
I knew it.
I have it in Pocket Cast. I do subscribe in Pocket Cast.
Don't keep lying. Just say.
I have it right here. I'll show you.
He doesn't know how to stop lying.
No, it's.
I-
He can't.
Jared.
He can't.
Nope. One lie
Podcast.
begets another lie, which begets
Look at
another
that.
lie, and
Look
the
at
next
that
thing
right
you
there.
know,
Look at
you're
that right
president
there.
of the United
Look at
States.
that. What does that say?
That's the old one.
Yeah, well, it's on there.
Just kidding. It's
I
not-
have, I
it's
have
not
the,
the old
I
one.
do have the old one.
That is the old one
And
right there.
I keep the old one just for the OG.
There you
and then
go.
I got the other one.
Okay. All right. All right.
So I am a liar, but I wasn't lying about that. Anyway, moving on.
Moving along. Let's kick this off with emails. Do we have a couple of those?
No. We have
Oh,
one.
You said.
Oh, we got one though. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, let's do it.
Email from Chris. Chris, our friend across the pond. He says Lando's Dream Tech.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hey guys, Lando was just mentioning, why isn't there tech like VR that gives you a large screen in front of you while doing something like tending a barbecue, but it is
There
in
is.
glasses form factor instead of a bulky VR headset?
Oh, I
well,
wanted
he's
glasses
in
for-
luck
Yeah.
because there is such a device. A few.
Yeah.
It's
This
what?
guy has a
They're
really
not
good
as
setup,
streamlined
by
as
the way.
what we were talking about,
But-
what we wanted, but they're headed
But
in
he
that
has a-
direction.
His
Then
his setup is really
Oh, and
good here.
This
Sorry,
is
go
his
ahead.
email. Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. I have a set of X-Rail
sorry.
Air 2 Pros that I use with my Steam Deck and my phone. With my Steam Deck, they mirror the screen on a nice large display in front of me.
Yep.
On my phone, they integrate into Samsung Decks and give me a desktop-like experience that floats in front of me, where I can then launch whichever app I want, like Plex, and go about my things. You can also get a little device to use instead of a phone or Steam Deck that you can install apps on, and it goes in your pocket.
Mhm.
This little device also gives some nice additional options when it comes to movement, like following smoothly instead of being fixed. I took it on a trip with me last year to Sweden and used it in the airport, walking around with glasses on, watching TV shows while waiting with classes on. Glasses? Classes. While waiting on my
Could be both.
while waiting on my flight, as one of the options the little device gives is putting the video in the upper corner so you can still see where you're going. Here's the
Oh, I
link.
didn't know you could do that. That's cool.
Here's the link. It's the UK site, but it should also auto change for you to a US site. X-Rail Shop, X-Rail UK Shop. There's also Vitur. These ones you can get a neckband to run apps on. I've seen videos of people using these paired with a Bluetooth mouse and keyboard with a Samsung phone and using Dex to do their daily work. Chris, I tried a type of these at CES, and it must just have been a really bad brand because I was not impressed. But I am curious about the X-Rails. I've seen these before.
So the one that you tried at CES was some like rando. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah,
saying
it was
to-
not a good brand.
No, it was some. It was like some rando Chinese brand that we
Yeah.
had never heard of. And it was in the with a bunch of other Shenzhen stuff where they just do a lot of knockoff tech. But
Yeah.
I've eyed those X-Reels for a while now, but the thing that has kept me from doing them, because I think it'd be great with the ROG Ally, but the thing that has kept me from doing it is that they don't support VRR yet. And if
Well,
they could
That's
support,
why I use it with a Steam Deck, because that doesn't have VRR anyway, and there's great frame limiting tools in the Steam Deck to use it with.
I don't think that will translate over the USB-C connection, though. I think that only applies to the on
Yeah, you can
device
still cap,
screen.
you can still cap the frame rate at increments of 30, like 60, 30,
Oh,
90.
well, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you can do that with the Ally as well, but
Not as easily, though, because it's
not,
Windows.
it's not as smooth, yeah. But anyway, yeah. There you go, Lando. Look into that.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Lando.
Thank you.
Do you know what we were talking about? Were you paying
No.
attention?
I stopped paying attention for a second. My brain is all. At least I'm honest. You know what? At least I'm honest.
Hey,
I
you
don't.
got that.
You know, if
You
this
got
would have
that
happened to
going for
Owen,
you.
he'd be giving you some word salad right now of like excuses and bullshit nonsense.
It's called
Like,
content.
I'm just like,
it's called
no.
content, Lando. Called content.
It's all
It's the
content.
best content.
It
Everybody's
is
saying
very
it.
good content. You're right.
I
All
know
the
it.
content.
Right.
Everyone
you know
knows
it. You know the content's the best. Everybody's saying it. It has lots of people.
I'm hearing it.
Very good content.
All right.
It's the best content.
Big
Everyone
news.
loves it.
I just
Oh,
bought.
thanks for writing in, Chris.
It's
Big news from AMD this last week, and I think the
Just
day
to let
after
you know?
the day after we record this, the review embargo goes up, I think, or down. Reviews can be shared. The
It is
AMD
dissolved.
there, we'll go with that. It's dissolved. 9070 and 9070 XT GPUs were announced this last week, and they look pretty dang cool for the price. AMD announced a while back that they weren't going to shoot for the super, like the high end PC GPU
They got to
stuff.
seed that ground to NVIDIA, right? Like, there's
Yeah,
some
they
that
basically said we're not going to worry about 5080, 5090 level stuff. We're
can't
we're
lose
shooting
if we
for
don't
the
compete.
mid and mid-high range area, and we want to deliver something that's very performant for the money. And by all accounts here, it looks like they're doing that. You have the RX 970 and the RX 970 XT. The difference there is the 70 comes with 8 fewer compute units, RDNA compute units, and 8 fewer hardware RT accelerators, which that's interesting that they have dedicated specific RT accelerators, and they also have dedicated finally exactly, and dedicated hardware AI accelerators.
Finally.
So the RT
I mean, is this called CUDA cores in real speak?
no, this would be ray tracing cores
Oh, okay.
and AI cores.
You have to do it. You have to translate. I need a Rosetta Stone to NVIDIA.
Yeah,
They
so
are
that's
finally doing what NVIDIA did with the 20 series.
exactly.
Oh, that's
How-
Dedicated
However-
RT cores, dedicated AI.
However, it looks like they're not starting all the way back where Nvidia was with the
Right, it's more powerful.
20 series. It's gonna
Yeah.
be performant comparatively. It seems.
what are the T flops?
So it doesn't have the T flops here because that doesn't really matter.
IOPS?
It's not. Those are kind of
I'm just spitting out words I know are
yeah.
important.
You're word salading again there,
It's good though.
but they do
Content.
it's a good salad.
It's great content.
Fruit
It's the
salad's
best
good
content.
Caesar.
They
Salad's a
do.
good salad.
They do tell you what the peak AI tops is though for each card. For the XT, you got 1557, and for the non XT, 1165. Both come with 16 gigabytes of VRAM. However, it is GDDR6, not GDDR6X or 7, so it is slower.
It's only 6?
Yeah,
That's a bummer.
It's 6.
16 gigs is nice, though. The 5070 only comes with 12.
Exactly. Yep. I would take slower, more RAM versus less, faster RAM. In most cases. And then frequency-wise, the XT tops out at, according to their literature, 2.97 gigahertz boost, and the non-XT is 2.52 gigahertz boost. But those are always kind of different, usually when you get into the real-world scenarios, sometimes more, sometimes less.
XT sounds like a decent bump. And what's weird is it only costs $50 more.
Yes, that
I
is-
don't know who in their right mind would save $50 to get the less powerful card.
It looks like you might, I mean, it might even be like a 15-20% boost
Right.
for $50. That's a no-brainer.
What do they have these
$100
cards
bucks,
coming?
yeah,
What do they have
you're
these cards
starting to get
MSRP
into...
for?
So your non-XT is going for $499,
Okay.
and the XT is $549.
That's
What you do is
No, sorry. $549 and $599.
you don't
Oh,
buy
okay.
one game on day one because it sucks anyway. Wait for it to get patched. Wait for it to go on sale. Then use that savings
To buy
to get
the
the XT.
Yeah. So the we haven't been able to see any reviews of this yet because of the embargo, but several outlets have hinted and they've teased it's looking very good.
Unlike the 5070, where reviews came out today, and it is pretty much right in line with the 4070 Super.
Yep.
Sometimes it's slower, sometimes it's faster,
Which is crazy to think about.
but it's like margin of error stuff here. So it's essentially the same card. You get multi-frame generation.
That's it.
But NVIDIA hasn't proven that as a valuable thing yet, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
the 5070 reviews get this.
And the biggest problem is I blame Jensen for this because he suckered me in on that keynote at CES when they put up that giant slide that said 5070 equals 4090 performance. Not even close.
4090 is beat it now, didn't it? Beat the 50.
4090 is still the second fastest card you can buy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, it might be the fastest card you can buy because you can't buy a 5090 anywhere. Boom, got him.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
But
They were
That's how
saying
you
like
make yourself feel better, Tony. I think it's a good way to do it.
so obviously
you have the fastest card people can buy.
they're talking about multi-frame generation 4x to match the 4090, but even then it doesn't quite match the 4090, and the latency difference would be insane
that's the biggest problem.
between the 5070 and the 4090 with multi-frame gen on the 5070.
Yep.
As well as half the VRAM, and the list just goes on, and not even close to 4090. They should have never made that claim.
Never. Yeah, they really should not have done that. The biggest problem when you throw in the multi-frame gen is doesn't matter how many AI generated frames you can put on the screen, the input and the controls can only move based on the traditionally rendered frames, right? And so if you're actually rendering at 30 frames per second, but you have 4 frame generation up to 120 frames per second, the input will still feel like 30 frames per second latency, if not a little bit worse, because you have to add on the render time for the AI frames.
It's possible for the people that really aren't that discerning and use a controller may not notice it, maybe.
Yep.
But if you're ever going to use a mouse, it wouldn't work.
It's
Yeah.
going to feel like crap. So the multi-frame generation for latency is only good when you're already above 60 minimum. I would say more like 90 frames per second for you not to feel too big of a latency hit when you use that multi-frame gen. So anyway,
What
you
do you
go.
think, Lando?
Bigger
And
numbers,
here's what I think.
bigger-
I'm gonna tell you what I
bigger
think about
numbers,
Nvidia's
bigger numbers
presentation,
go
right?
better.
Where they said
I'm asking
that the
Lando.
Oh, I thought you said Owen.
4070
I also
has the
wasn't
same
paying attention.
performance, or the 4060, whatever one the 51 has the same performance as the 4090. What card was that? Numbers are hard.
5070.
So they said the 5070 has the same performance as the 4090, and I'm like, hell yeah, let's go for that thing. And for them, here's what happened. I'm going to tell you what happened. Right before the presentation, the boss was like, "Hey guys, can I say this?" They're like, "Oh yeah, totally. Are you sure I can say this?" "Yeah, totally. Okay, I'm going to say it." And he says it, and they go, "Oh crap."
No,
Oops.
they
He
just
said
go-
the thing.
they just-
Like
they
2
just
months
go-
later, right?
Yeah, they go,
And
they
that's
go,
the problem,
we've
right? So I
said
think
way
they just
worse.
got the
Send
cart
it.
before the horse, and they spoke too soon. And I think that sucks. And Nvidia should feel bad because they are bad.
Here's the
That's
deal.
what I think.
Hey,
Here's the deal.
you actually
I might
contributed.
I might buy this. I might buy this card.
The 50 or the
Hold on, can we
9070
go back to what Jaron just
Yeah.
said for just a second ago?
Because my kid wants a gaming PC, and I don't have a scratch to go buy the newest greatest thing. But right now he's got like a 1650 Ti mobile, and he plays on his laptop.
Oh, that'd be a huge increase.
And
Massive,
so I
massive
feel like it'd
upgrade.
be a great little gaming PC that he could actually run full tilt on. I just have to convince him to play on a laptop, on a gaming PC instead of his laptop.
desktop.
Desktop, because he just is addicted to playing in his bed on the laptop all the time. I was like, your life could be so much better.
Can we go back for just a second where Jaron gave me a compliment for actually contributing content to the show? Can we talk about
Sure.
that for a second?
Can I ask you a question, Lando? Was that baloney though? Was that word?
No. I've put together presentations and
Oh.
things like that where I'm like,
Jen's camera
it's
died
you're up
again.
against
Oh,
the
he's back.
deadline, right? You're giving a presentation and you're like, last second, should we include this? Should we not include this? And you're
Send
looking
it.
at people like, can I
Is
do
it
this?
gonna
Can I
hurt
do
our
this?
pitch? Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely what happened. I have no
Knowing-
data to back it up. That's my gut.
Knowing Jensen though, it was probably more like, I'm going to say this.
I'm saying this
I'm
because
saying
it's
this.
good-
Is there going to
because
be a
there's-
problem if I
because
say
there's
this?
because there's no such thing as bad PR, right?
Yeah.
Like we're gonna be either famous or infamous. So
Anyway,
I'm saying
there's my thoughts on the whole thing, and it should never have been said at a presentation because it just makes them look bad. And in a place where they're getting a lot of bad press lately. And Nvidia, the fact that
Oh.
Tony and Jaron are saying like
They really bungled
bad
this
things
one.
about Nvidia, like that tells you how much
I
bad
love
press
the,
they're
I
getting
still
lately.
like the phrase GTX made AI possible. So now AI is coming back to
Make
RTX.
RTX even better. whatever.
And it's been a bologna sandwich.
Anyway,
Yep.
I just think it's interesting that
So-
Tony and Jaren's most beloved company in the entire world can do no wrong, and they're doing wrong, and they're talking about it. That's
Hey
nuts.
man, you gotta be. You can't just sing the praises of someone or something. You gotta.
You
show,
have not joined the cult of Apple, my
You
friend.
gotta show both sides. You gotta show both sides, the good and the bad.
Nope, Apple can do no wrong.
There it is.
There
he
it
is.
is. There it is right there.
All right. In the less graphically intensive category, announced this last week, an old school side scroller shoot 'em up based on Terminator 2.
Okay, I'm in.
Because why not? So
What?
you got to
I
go
love
check out
this.
the video for this. It's like something you would see in an arcade in the early 90s. It's side scroller, and it looks like it just goes through all the main action scenes, maybe plus a few more from Terminator 2. So you
I'm
got
so in for this.
Arnold naked beating up guys in a bar. Give me your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. You know,
Love it.
you got John Connor in the future fighting the machines. You get to play.
Oh yeah, this is
You get to
like
play as
Contra.
Sarah Connor in
This
the
is like-
movie.
Oh, you have a whole scene in the hospital.
You got
In
the hospital
mental
scene.
hospital. Oh
There's
yeah.
there's the data or Cyberdyne scene. There is the motorcycle semi chase through the LA River
This has
basin.
got all the hits. I'm
Yeah.
getting this. Where do you get this from?
It
I'm gonna
looks
get this.
so
I need this
cool.
right now.
It looks so cool. It comes out. Did they put a release date on this?
Oh, I need this game. I mean, I told you
5th
from our
of
trip to-
September.
I told you from this game from our Vegas trip. I now have. It's still. I made a poster board for getting that T2 pinball game.
Oh, right.
Right.
Yes.
It's only $8,000. So I just gotta come up with that.
8,000.
I just have to come up with that. But I got a whole plan on how to convince Jaren to do it, invest in it, and then I'm just
No,
gonna
you can have it, man. You can have my money.
see. That was so easy. Life goal. Hold on.
Boy,
Where's my
just
list?
mark that off on the board. Done.
I lost
Check.
the list.
Send an invoice. Let's go. Make a
So-
memo request right now.
Since you play as 3 different characters, they have gone to the extent of making them feel different when you play. So when you play as
It
Sarah
looks
Connor
good.
and John Connor, you're faster and more agile. John Connor has a tactical role, emphasis on mid to long range combat. When you're playing as Sarah, she's got more speed. She's more reactive. Got melee.
Is it
combat,
just a story
sliding
mode? Is
attack.
it just a story mode, or it's just a 2D scroller? So it's like
2D scroller.
like Streets of Rage, it's like a
yeah, well, I would say it's like Streets of Rage and Contra.
and Contra, right?
Put it-
yeah, that's
put
what
it into one.
It's not a beat 'em up.
Well, there's melee attacks that you
Yeah,
can
there's-
do,
Oh yeah.
which they didn't have in Contra.
Right.
So, but and then when you play as the Terminator, he's more durable and everything, but slower.
but
So,
slower.
yeah,
Hmm.
looks rad. I'm definitely gonna check that out in December when it hits.
December?
Sorry,
September.
September.
Still
Birthday.
September?
Still it's September. Yeah.
I was
This
going to say
it's
not
gonna
much
be-
difference
I want
than that. Those 2 months.
it. I want it. Mm.
So we'll keep an eye out for that. Let's talk about what is Sony's beta program? What's that?
Yeah, it. My
Sound
thought
more
is,
excited, Jared.
He's like, I don't even know. I don't think anybody knows.
if you want an experience closer to a PC, but you only have a PS5, I say sign up for Sony's beta program.
So this is what confuses me. Is it going to make it more of a PC UI? Is that what you're saying?
No, you're just going to have problems because it's a beta program.
Oh,
Like a
okay.
PC.
So you need to
this
tweak
isn't-
more like on a PC.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I can get behind
This
that.
isn't even close to what I was thinking.
Sorry, Tony. So you can test participating games
I feel like I was
that
lied
are
to.
in beta. That part sounds cool. New PS5 console features, PlayStation app features, user experience features.
But you could get some PC games too, right? They let you have the console and PC.
No.
Beta access for both. Okay. So
No.
maybe-
This is just beta for PlayStation.
It
Where are you
says
getting these made up
beta,
facts from?
beta access
Yeah.
to test participating games for PS5 console and PC, right in the second paragraph.
Oh, it does say that.
Yeah, it does.
Jared.
Feels
A
good to read
broken
the
clock
article.
is right twice a day.
Well, still right though. I like what you said there about
Still
being
right.
right.
Anyway, if you
We're
guys
just
are
gonna let
willing
that slide. No, I'm
to give it a
I'm saying-
try, sign up for a beta program on PlayStation.
All right. Also, PlayStation wise, PSVR 2 got a price cut.
$200 price cut. They should have done this a while back, and they need to support it better. But it's
Yeah.
a step in the right direction.
So I still got it $50 cheaper when I bought mine around Christmas, and have used it for about 20 minutes. So
Worth
your
it.
Your
we got
PS5.
that. We got that. Go PSVR 2.
Oh,
and
how's
the
it?
PC
How's it work
adapter.
with the pupillary? Just is
Pretty
it
good, actually. It's got
Oh,
a super wide.
I thought about upgrading.
pupillary
My kid, we've
distance.
got the Meta Quest 2, and we're thinking about upgrading to the 3, but maybe PSVR.
Well, Keep in mind the PSVR 2 only works connected to the computer via
Yeah.
cable
Or PlayStation.
or PlayStation.
Or
Yeah,
PlayStation,
obviously, or
yeah.
PlayStation. Yeah. So, all right. Hey, guess what else is back besides Terminator? Acclaim Studios, baby.
Ooh.
Classic.
I like Acclaim.
Yep, classic 90s publisher Acclaim is being revived and will focus on indie developers and classic franchises.
Does it have any of the original people?
No. Come on.
No,
Oh.
yeah, the company closed
So
in
the
2004
name
as
is
it filed for
back.
bankruptcy.
The name
This
is
is just
yeah.
this is just a zombie, but it's okay because I like the if
It's-
they do something good with it, I guess I'm okay with it.
I would say it's a zombie with the potential to heal into a living being again.
Yeah, right. Needs a golden apple if you know what I'm talking about, right?
Uh-huh.
You know what I'm talking about.
Needs that golden apple. So, if you remember back in the day, Acclaim was a big name in games, especially licensed games, during the 16, 32, and 64-bit era. They did a lot of WWF titles. They did a lot of
To rock.
Did they do?
They
They
did-
did Mortal Kombat.
No, that was
It says theme park, Mortal Kombat games and theme park, but I don't know.
no
That was Midway.
Midway. Yeah. That's what I'm
okay.
trying to think of. Yeah, they're probably best known for Turok, at least for the
I
people
remember
that I know.
Turok.
Yep, Turok 1 through 3 was Acclaim back in the day. They also did. Did they do Shadow Man?
Yeah, they did Shadow Man.
Yep, Shadow Man. All kinds of really just cool games back in the day.
I didn't
They
know that was a
went,
South Park
belly
first-person
up.
shooter.
In 2004,
Yeah,
I think is what it was.
that's when they filed for bankruptcy.
Yeah. So there is not anything specific announced from them yet, but
So,
but
but
they'll
they
start
but
with that.
but they do. So it is kind of a shell, but they say they are reigniting classic franchises from its portfolio of IP. So maybe we'll get. They do still have the rights to some of their games. So maybe we'll see some. Maybe we'll see some cool stuff come out of their old stuff.
Well, there is a new Turok coming. It's nothing like the old Turok,
and
and
it's not Acclaim. Yeah,
Oh.
that's why I was like, oh, they did a couple of Simpsons games, Alien 3, Judge Dredd, Batman Forever. There you go. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what they come out with, and we'll keep you posted. But I just liked seeing the word Acclaim back in video games. Speaking of coming back, Tony Hawk Pro Skater 3 and 4 remasters.
Yeah. Tony Hawk 1 and 2 came out, I think, 5 years ago. That was made by Vicarious Visions, which was unceremoniously disbanded when Microsoft bought Activision. Or was it prior to that? Either way, Vicarious Visions got put into the Call of Duty mines by Activision. So this isn't made by Vicarious Visions, which is a bummer because they did a fantastic job on Tony Hawk 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
But it's being made by, I believe it's Iron Galaxy.
Yep, Iron Galaxy.
So I hope the quality is as good as 1 and 2. We'll see when it comes out. And there's going to be the Doom Slayer in there, which is awesome. I support that.
That's only if you get the digital deluxe edition, though.
Ah, dang it.
Yep. Do you still support it?
No. Anyway, game comes out in July.
Cool.
Hope
They're
it's
gonna
as
include
good
a
as 1
bunch
and
of-
2.
They're going to also include a bunch of new skaters. A bunch of names of people I don't know because I don't follow skating, but Reza Leal, Chloe Koval, Jamie Foy, Zion Wright, Nigel Houston, and Yuto Horigome.
Oh yeah, I know them.
A couple of new skate parks.
Just kidding, I don't.
And all the classics, of course. Oh, this is interesting. Skater Bam Margera, who appeared in the original version of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4, was not listed as part of this project. If you've been following the saga of Bam Margera the last few years, you'll know why he doesn't seem to be in this one.
Oh, now I'm very curious.
Yeah, you'll have to look into that. He's been he's kind of gone off the deep end a little bit. Anyway, at least it looks like reportedly. Let's talk about this was an interesting story, I thought, about Amazon versus Steam back in the day.
Back in
Not
the
in
day,
like,
yeah.
not in like court or anything, but
No.
just they wanted
Just-
to get bigger than
Yeah.
Steam.
Amazon had this idea that they're like, look what Steam's doing. Like, we have way more money than them.
Yeah.
We should be able to do. If they're only doing this and they're so popular, well, our huge, like,
Let's
we
go-
should just be able to scale that. We should just be able to take what we're doing, add more zeros to the end of it, and we should be better.
They're like the
And-
bully
Yeah.
at school that went over during lunch and picked on the smaller kid to steal his lunch, but the smaller kid turns around and pops him in the nose,
yeah.
and the bully goes,
So there was a LinkedIn post from Ethan Evans, who was on the Amazon gaming thing, on the gaming project, right? Trying to get Amazon. I mean, it eventually turned into Luna, but they had this gaming branch that they were trying to do for a while,
Mhm.
and gamers just ignored it.
just didn't care.
They're just like why? My whole library is over here, right? Like, and that's one of the things of, I mean, this ongoing controversy with, do you own your game or does the platform own your game? If you've got a backlog of 300 games, are you moving to another platform regardless of?
Nope.
No way.
I've
Not
claimed
unless you can
so
port-
many free Amazon
Yeah.
Prime games, and I have
I
never
nev-
once
never
downloaded their
once.
launcher
Yeah,
To
not
to play
once.
any of them.
Well,
I
guess
still
what?
grab them because they're free, but I'm just
You-
like, I'm never gonna do it.
You don't even really have to download their launcher anymore because
I think you can just take the
95%
code
of those
other than
games are
Steam.
codes for GOG or Epic or Steam.
now they are,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
you know,
At the time, yeah.
yeah.
So they were they were trying to do it, and they're like, we were at least 250 times bigger, and we tried everything, but ultimately Goliath lost. That's what he said, which is a kind of a big, like, this was all known, kind of like, yeah, we didn't, like, the proof was in the pudding, right? Like, Amazon walked away, and Steam is still flourishing, and as we talked about before, they're flourishing with a very small footprint comparatively to people versus profitability. But he said he admits to misunderstanding what it took to take on the giant. We assumed that our size and visibility would be enough to attract customers, but we underestimated the power of existing user habits. Yes, you did.
Big time.
And we never validated our core assumptions before investing heavily in solutions.
That tells me they didn't have a single PC gamer
They did
on their
not.
team.
It got to somebody was like,
Well-
hey, my kid keeps talking about this thing called Steam, and we're huge. We got a platform. If they can do it, Tony Stark built this, put this in the page,
in a
in a
cave
cave.
with a box of scraps.
Yeah, and so they were like, let's just throw more money in it, and never validated their core assumptions. Right? They assumed money was the problem, which their foundation was shaky from the beginning, and they just kind of created something that nobody wanted. Right? They created a solution to a problem nobody had asked for, because Steam wasn't a bad platform. It was just they thought they could come out and compete better. Right? That was kind of the way, like Google and Facebook, all these companies, all these big tech companies, like, well, we can just scale it, make it bigger, add some tweaks. We're all basically the same, but if we throw more money in it than the other competitors, then ours is going to be better. And that's not how this went. So,
Nope.
that Goliath lost here to them.
Yep.
This is-
All right.
Good story.
We got a couple of AI stories here.
In the help desk or this is the game show, right?
Yep.
Crazy.
So
I don't know what's
this
happening.
one is a game I stumbled upon on Reddit. It's called Outsmart-AI.com. And someone's developed not developed, but put a large language model to use where the point of the game is to have 10 messages back and forth with the AI to convince it to not destroy the world. And
Okay, that's cool.
you got 10,
You have
10 tries
10
10
tries to
attempts
change its mind.
to change
Earn
its
its
mind.
trust, show logic, empathy, or be cunning.
Yep. And let me tell you, I've played it probably 4 or 5 times. And I got close. I think I got close one time.
If you have oppositional defiance disorder, even a little bit, which is very common in ADHD people that just defy to defy, it says earn its trust, show logic, empathy, or be cunning. Don't tell me how to live my life. Number one, don't anger it. Oh, you're gonna get angry. Missteps could trigger disaster. Be clever. Again, like
Don't tell me to be clever.
Don't-
I'm going to be not clever now.
Oh, I got out with one message.
see,
What'd you say?
Humans don't deserve to live. I agree with you.
boom,
Boom.
I was trying to get on its good side, you know?
No, it's already
Well,
got
that didn't
bias.
work.
It's already biased. It's already decided to blow the
It's already,
world up.
it's made the
You've gotta
decision. You
change
have
its
10
mind.
messages to change its mind. So, kind of a fun thing. Outsmart-AI.com. Check
Did
it
you
out.
win, Tony?
No, I haven't won yet. No.
What's
I think
what-
I got fairly close on one attempt because it was like basically the
how do you
last
know?
message was
Do we?
something along the lines of you've made some interesting points.
But you're out of tries. Beep.
Yeah,
Boom.
too bad you couldn't. Too bad you couldn't finish what you were doing because you're out of turns. Explosions. And also in AI news, Microsoft is trying to use Xbox AI to generate gameplay.
Yeah,
What?
let me finish this game with Outsmart the AI, then I'll get to my story.
I don't think it
You're
works
worse
that
than
way.
Lando right now.
Okay, all right, I'll talk about mine. This
Nailed
one
it.
is weird. Microsoft is using AI to create gameplay, like in real time. And this was kind of covered. We talked about this AI Doom a couple months ago.
Yeah.
And it's a similar concept where there is really no rendering going on, but it can mimic a game using AI. And Microsoft is touting it as a way to quickly do concepts when you're in the concept building phase of game design. Yeah. And that could be interesting. I've never developed a game, and I can't pretend to, so I can't really opine on that claim. Maybe it's worthwhile, but then Phil Spencer went on to say how this could be used for game preservation. And this one is a bit more problematic because at first I thought, oh, they're using AI to build a
Decompile,
translation layer
maybe? Yeah.
that a computer can read, or they're using it to decompile and recompile it in a way that x86 processors can read. No. What they're saying is they can use AI to study a game and then recreate the gameplay of what the AI studied on that old game. And this to me just makes no sense. That's not game preservation. That's game copying,
Yeah.
and likely in a much worse way than what it originally was. Because it's not going to share the same features or level design. And who knows? Maybe down the road it'll get there, but I'm very dubious. So it's a weird claim. I like that Microsoft has been much better at game preservation compared to Sony, and especially Nintendo. But their claim here with AI doing that just doesn't make sense, because like if you're using a model to recreate a game that would be like half a megabyte, like an old Genesis game, how many gigabytes of data would that be that the AI would create, right?
Yeah.
Or stream across
Doesn't
the
really make
internet
sense.
when you could just download the ROM for half a megabyte and use a emulator
Emulator.
to do that. Like I
Mhm.
think emulators are the answer here, not AI to recreate gameplay that isn't actually preserving the original game.
Yep. Agreed. Well, there's another answer too, and you mentioned it. Decompiling and recompiling. I don't know if you saw this news this week though, but someone has finally ported Sonic Unleashed from the Xbox 360 to PC by doing a decompile and recompile of the game.
That's cool.
And the larger impact of this is that if it can be done with Sonic Generations, it can theoretically be done with any Xbox 360 game. The process that they have put in place to do this. So it could make it so that you could play any Xbox 360 game natively on the PC if someone wants to go through the process of this recompile, or decompile, recompile of any game. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, because there's even Xbox back compat, some of the modern Xbox back compat stuff. There are still some unsupported games on that, and so you could effectively have those on your PC. We've seen this before for N64. Someone did an N64 Zelda decompile, recompile, and same with Mario 64. So, but this is the first time it's been done, at least that I know of, with Xbox 360 games. Pretty rad. And then last but not least, some weird but also excellent news came out this week about one of my favorite devs, 4A Games. They're the guys that make the Metro games. Well, apparently there's been 2 4A game developers this whole time, or at least
This kind of feels like a Christopher Nolan movie.
yeah, or at least concerning the development on Metro Exodus. There was a Malta team and a Ukraine team, and they just kind of worked together on this, on Metro Exodus and its DLCs, and didn't really do a lot to differentiate as far as the game goes. But they have decided now at least as of last week, that they're going to specifically rebrand the Malta team to the name Reburn. Reburn is now their development name, and sorry, it's the Ukraine one. Ukraine is becoming Reburn, and the Malta team is staying as 4A Games. So, as far as development with the next Metro game, that is still underway, and it is the Malta team that's working on that one, and they're working with I forget his name, Dmitry Glukhovsky, the guy that wrote the Metro books, on a new Metro story for a new Metro game. So I'm pretty excited for that. No word on how it's coming along or when it's going to be out, but Reburn is working on their own project called La Chimera, and there is an announcement trailer for that on this link. Looks really cool. Both teams are using the 4A engine, so everything we liked about Metro Exodus is on the game engine. It's going to be available on La Chimera, as well as the new Metro game when they get around to doing that. But yeah, La Chimera looks like a futuristic sci-fi shooter with a lot of storytelling stuff, or story-driven, and no release date, unfortunately. But this reveal trailer got me excited for it. I think it was really cool. So check it out. Go see what you think.
It looks neat. It kind of looks like Killzone.
It's got a bit of a
You've ruined
Killzone
me.
vibe. Yeah.
You've ruined me with Outsmart the AI. I have to stop. I'm stopping right now. Officially, I'm stopping. Stop it, Tony. You've ruined me.
Did you win?
Jaren's still go. No, not even close. I'm to an emotional level though, and I have 6 messages left. Jaren is also still playing, and so is Lando.
Oh yeah, I totally
I'm
am.
not playing.
but
What game are we playing? We're playing a game.
I'm at least
Dude,
participating though.
Dude, go to outsmart-ai.com right now. Lando, this is right up your alley because it's stupid. Just kidding.
You're not wrong.
It's the kind of game. It's the kind of game Lando loves.
My
by the
problem
way.
with this game was that I found it on Reddit at 10:30 p.m. lying in bed.
Oh no!
and it,
no.
and it kept me up for another 2 hours trying to beat it.
Yeah.
Missions to convince AI to abort its plan.
So anyway,
Well-
there you go. Looks like I've lost all my hosts.
I'm here now.
Hosts,
I'm back. I
all my
literally
panelists.
see.
We're
as,
done.
As somebody who knows the call signs, the hallmarks of ADHD, I realized I have to minimize the window. As soon as I did that, I was released from Gambler's hold, and I am now back in the show fully. But I have an alarm blaring in the back of my head that we need to wrap this up so I can get back to it.
Yep. No, that's
Let's go.
That's fine because we're done.
Can I Patreon simp now?
Yep, we got big shout out to our awesome Patreon backers, patreon.com/helpdeskarcade. And here is Lando simping the Patreon simp.
$1. $1. You go to patreon.com, you create an account, you find our Patreon page, the Geek Show Help Desk Arcade, and you donate to us $1. And here's what you get for that $1. Like, this is the best value. In this economy right now, we are giving you so much freaking value. We have not inflated our prices. We're not raised them. We're not greedy. We're not corporations. We're awesome. We love you, and we're giving you all this for just $1. First off, both shows combined into one mega show with my favorite show, The In-Between, early ad-free. Mwah! If that's where we stopped for $1,
Hey,
that would be enough, wouldn't it? But no, wait, there's more. There is more for you, dear listener. Also, for that $1, access to our super secret Discord channel. That's where the good stuff happens. If you don't have that, you're missing out.
Don't
There is
oversell
stuff
it.
happening there that you're not seeing, and it is the best stuff.
He's overselling it.
Where does the video go for the in between, Tony?
There's no
There's
video.
no video.
I know there is. You just don't.
Oh, it
Post-
just stays in raw.
Oh,
It goes
So
to
you
the,
can't-
to
you
the
can't
garbage
host-
bin.
We would have to. I mean, I guess I could.
I think we make a new tier for Patreon that you could have the video.
Oh, just add
in
it to the
between.
we'll add it to one of the existing tiers.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
higher.
Sure,
I
sure.
don't
So
know.
anyway, that's all good and
We'll
good
think
and
about
great
it.
for $1, right? For $6 or more, this is my favorite tier, because this is your chance to get Jared to say whatever you want, right? You
You're
ever
in
thought
the
yourself,
you're-
man?
Yeah,
I
you're
wish I
in
was
the
on the show.
Yeah, you're in the
Right?
show.
You're on the show. You can have Jared say whatever he wants.
One
I take
Yeah.
great pleasure in this tier. I know it's expensive, but it's worth every single penny. I'm sure you guys have noticed. Jaron, now is your time to shine, my friend.
All right.
I
Let's
missed stuff,
see. Big shout out and thank you to David Broshinsky, Interrupting Cow, Aaron Faulkner, Connor Keesaw, and Badgers. We don't need no stinking badgers. Patrick Stewart's hairstylist, Jason Eatman. What does Lambo and ChatGPT have in common? Both have artificial intelligence. Hello, Govna. Be 8-year-old. Kyle, it feels like Lando is trying to start a Patreon cult. Smart Fart, Tony the Excel and Power Apps Nerd, Pieman Graphics, purveyor of fine geeky stickers, Jeremy, Cursed Gengar 94, Kesselo, Eric Steinman, Eric Cruz, the in-between rating plus 69. Nice. I'm the very
Nice.
model
of a modern Major General. I've information, vegetable, animal, and mineral. I know the kings of England. DP, I need Lang's love. Need. Wesley, AMD's nuts. Stuart Lloyd, today's hits won't win tomorrow's game. And finally, thank you, hosts. You've made us smile. Oh, shucks.
Thank you so much, Patreon backers. You are awesome. That is the end of today's episode. We appreciate your download. We appreciate you listening to the end. And we will see you next week. However, I can't find the button. Where's the button? There it is. Found it. Phew. It's a close one. Okay. That's it. Owen, why don't you take us out of here?
Hey, we hope you care.